Hi, everybody. This is Dee Dee Russell with WeddingVenueOwners.com and the Wedding Venue Owners and Managers community. And we have actually two beautiful guests today. We have Amy and her beautiful barn, which I'm considering two beautiful guests today. Amy, will you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and your venue?
Yes, I'm Amy Mitchum. I am the owner and manager of the Barn at Cedar Grove, and we're located in Greensburg, Kentucky. And we've been doing this since 2011 when my daughter decided she wanted to renovate our old tobacco barn for her wedding. We all thought she was crazy. I had never heard of such a thing. So of course she shows me pictures she had seen from California, those kind, and I had no idea. So once she got us all on board, the rest is history. So her wedding was in 2011 and we officially kicked off as a venue in 2012. So we've learned a lot and evolved every year. So hope that helps.
Well, thank you so much, Amy, for being here this morning. So we've been talking a little bit about social media. We've been doing the VHive, and you've had a lot of feedback, which is, like you were reading right out of my brain, some of the frustrations that we see when we search around wedding venue pages, and our colleagues that we love and support were just notice, some of the little things that brides and grooms and engaged couples might notice. But then it got us to talking about doing more lives and encouraging our venue owners to go live and to do more videos and to share more on their About Us pages. And I've noticed a lot of pushback, a lot of anxiety from our venue owners when it comes to putting yourself out there, not only just with a couple of images or things like that on your About Us page, but consistently sharing a little bit about your life. This is a different time that we live in than some of us that are a little older, admittedly almost 50. We didn't grow up with cell phones in our hands, and we certainly didn't have access to communication the way we do. But the funny thing is, when I was in my first jobs in Dallas, Texas, you didn't talk about your private life. You didn't talk about your personal business. If you did salsa dancing on the weekend, ew, don't tell anyone about it. Do you have kids? Gross. That's a fireable offense. Never talk about them. Someone's dying in the car because you've locked your kids in the car in the parking garage as a babysitter. We don't care, and we don't want to know about it. Don't tell us anything. Now we come to the 2020s, so, last 10, 15 years, 2022. And, every time we have more social media access, we have more opportunities on social media. We have our social media reels, we have our lives, we have, our websites that are representing us, and everyone does want to know, do you salsa dance on the weekend? I'm only going to hire a wedding venue that salsa dance on the weekend, or that reads Shakespeare novels and acts them out in the park in the summertime. I need to know these things before I can hire you as my wedding venue or any business. I can't even buy socks from your company if I don't know that you give a pair of socks to homeless people. So I need to know about your business. And that's, in my opinion, I don't get the nickname wedding nerd for nothing. I actually kind of love it. I love that we want to know who we're working with. And I love that we don't have to keep our lives a secret. And you know what? I am a big dork when it comes to data and weddings. And I love my wedding owners. You all know I get choked up when I visit you and see you and get to share your stories. So I actually love this. But as Amy has brought to my attention, not only Amy, but a lot of people, our venue owners do not love this. Amy, could you share a little bit on why this creates so much anxiety in some of our wedding venue owners, or just with yourself?
That's a good question, because, I've actually been asking myself these things, trying to dig deep as to why this is such an issue for me. And I think, when I'm 56, I'm headed to 57. So, I'm a little older than you, but I look back when I was raised, for somebody to be all about themselves, showing out, so to speak, or trying to be the center of attention, blah, blah, then it was kind of frowned upon. They were considered arrogant. You didn't want to be that person. And so I think that plays into it somewhat. But I have just never wanted to be out front. I am happy to support everybody else out front and be the wind under their wings, but I'm not the one that I want to be seen, I guess. I prefer to be in the corner watching and supervising and making sure everything. I don't know. It's a struggle. And I assume that I'm not the only one who feels this way.
You are correct. I have a lot of venue owners that share with me, I'll start to do more social media when I feel better about my appearance, or I'll start to do social media when I have this happening or that happening, or even with my venue, when my venue's perfect, or I can't share during January and February because things are not so great. There's a lot of reasons. But I so understand that because, and I hate to admit this on TV, but we're going to get a little on video, but we're going to get a little vulnerable here. I grew up in a time, admittedly, when a woman's appearance was really one of the most, if not the only important thing. And the appearance guidelines were set by men. And standards of beauty were very strict and rigid. And I grew up in Dallas, Texas, land of incredibly beautiful people. Everybody's beautiful in Texas. And I can tell you that, the constant reminder that a woman's best asset or attribute is her appearance was all around. So it's hard to get out of the mindset that I think what holds a lot of our women business owners back, and possibly some of our male colleagues, is that reminder of childhood insecurities, or you're not perfect and you have to be perfect to be in front of a camera. I'm here to say that obviously you don't have to be perfect, but I think if you look at it a little different and you understand that our audience that's younger, that's getting married, has just been so incredibly fortunate to see women in all shapes and sizes and all ages, and just see a lot more of the inner beauty. I truly believe that. I know that everyone will say Instagram models and all of this stuff, but I don't think that's a real picture of our incredible young women and men who see life in a different way and who have been exposed to a lot of communication and information that we didn't have. And I feel that there is a strong push to get past a lot of that superficial and make real connections, even though they're made through social media, which seems a little bit of a contradiction. But I truly feel the connection when I come to your websites, when I come to your social media. If I ever see your pictures, the warm handshake that I feel like I got when I came to your website or social media means so much to me. And I immediately identify that smiling face. Amy, your picture on the socials with your beautiful smiling face. And a few minutes ago, I think we missed it, but the wind was just whipping through the hair and the smile right there. And just, seeing the venue behind you. I mean, just that moment is such a high impact moment for me. It makes me feel, if I didn't know you, and I was visiting your website or your social media in the middle of the night as I'm excited to plan my wedding, and I saw that, I immediately feel like you did shake my hand, like you just said hello to me in such a nice way. And I'm starting to envision talking to you and trusting you with my wedding. And I know that there's a picture there. Another part of this is there's a lot of corporate wedding venues out there that are banquets and things like that. And we have management teams in our group. So I love and appreciate them, and they bring a lot to the wedding industry. But there are a lot of those corporate venues that do not, and they don't really care about their staff or their teams. They pay them terribly, and there's a lot of turnover. There are some negatives to some of those corporate owned wedding businesses, or wedding businesses, which have a first and primary focus, and anything wedding related, which they do want the revenue for, they don't invest in great teams to support those weddings or really do an incredible job. They'll just accept the revenue from it, but they're not really investing in creating a great experience like our small business owners like you. So when I do also start to research as a couple, and I see those corporate kind of cold, vibes from visiting some of those websites where I know there's not really a human being there or somebody that really cares or can focus on me. But then I visit Amy's site and I see Amy there, and I see a real human there with a smile and a warmth and a depth. I mean, to me, that's one of the most tremendous things that you could offer me as I'm scrolling around and trying to figure out why Amy's Barn wedding venue matters or has something for me that another one might not have. And to me, truly, those about us pages and those live videos or those moments when you go live are so important. And they bring so much value.
I hear what you're saying. And when I go to other websites, I like to see them. So it's like, how can I get out of my own way? But
so maybe there's some baby steps that we could implement and start to try. So one of the baby steps I would recommend as you're navigating videos and live videos, I mean, we know that the world has gone nuts over TikTok. And so YouTube is competing with TikTok. Instagram and Facebook are competing with TikTok. They're all trying to catch up with this massive explosion of new followers and new people on TikTok. And TikTok really isn't excluding our audience the way with their algorithms, the way that Instagram and Facebook are. So let that be a lesson to you, Facebook and Instagram, for making me pay a lot more for my ads and exposure these days. But it's to our advantage to use these new programs on Facebook and Instagram that are and YouTube that are competing with TikTok, because they're going to give us more visibility and more views, and it's going to pay off for us as venue owners better. So if you look, if you go around and you look at a couple of wedding Instagram pages, you'll see their reels. Hopefully you'll see some reels, and you don't even have to be in the reels. You'll just see that maybe they use images or video that they had in their phone and they created some reels, but you can see the views now on the reels the same way that TikTok shows the views on a video. And those reels are getting really good views, even if it's not award-winning, cinematic, created, scripted, incredible, it doesn't matter. Create the reels and start with those baby steps. Do a couple of Facebook Lives. You do not have to be in the live. Turn your phone around, walk around the barn venue, get used to how a live works and looks, and you just talking to the audience as you go around and show everything else. You don't have to be in the lives or the reels initially, but start to get a feel for posting reels once a week on Instagram, Facebook, and then going live once a week. You want to tell your audience on Mondays or Tuesdays, hey, we go live on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Come see, the farm, come see the new grass, come see the flowers popping up, come see the barn, come see whatever it is that you have to show them. Go live for 5 to 10 minutes. What you need to realize is, if you've ever watched a live on TikTok, they're like watching paint dry, but people love them. I could literally put a phone up and say, hey, today we're going to watch paint dry, and I might get 2,000 or 3,000 people to watch it. I don't know. Experiment time. But it's fascinating that a lot of those lives on TikTok are somebody sitting there doing their makeup. They don't talk for 10 minutes. They're doing their makeup. They lean in. Okay, hello, Colorado 7659. And they might answer a question once or twice, and they don't care. They just continue they'll leave from the video, and it'll just be like this. For like 5 minutes, you're like, what am I watching? Why is TikTok showing me this? But I'm fascinated. I want to know why 8,000 other people are watching this.
Yeah.
So listen, if they're watching it, give it to them. Give the people the information in the way that they consume it, and it's free for you. So my suggestion, now that we're in March and we're going towards our busy wedding season, is to start playing around with those lives. Go live on TikTok, go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram. Start to play around with those a little bit so that you just really get familiar with how to start it, how to end it, how you're comfortable with it, how you save it, how you allow it to go into your newsfeed, different things like that, how comfortable you are with it. Give people a minute or two before you really start to talk and go into any good things. That is the worst part for me, because I immediately want to start talking to you. It's like anxiety for me. But shut up, walk around, show some things, check out, see how many people are watching the live, say hi once in a while, then start to turn the phone around on yourself a little bit. Just baby steps. Start to get in it a little bit, and then baby steps, and then a little bit, just start to get used to going live on a schedule and putting those out there, and then sharing value. If you don't know what to talk about, walk around your venue. One day you show the inside of the barn where the reception area is. One day you show the parking lot. I mean, as silly as that sounds, just show them how much awesome parking you have. Think of your top 10 venue features that couples book your wedding about. If it's the swing out in the, in the meadow or whatever, under the oak tree, spend about 10 minutes by that swing, show it, push it, talk about it, talk about the weddings that are there, think about the reasons why couples love it, and then talk about why photographers love it and how many photos you get from that. And that's one moment, and talk about how your couples use it. You'd be surprised at how much you could talk about the swing and why couples use it, and use that language. Our couples love this, or our couples love that. So that's a baby step number one, starting the process of going live, sharing lives, and then starting to put yourself in them. Now, there are a lot of venues that never put themselves in the lives. By the time you get to wedding season, where you do have weddings at your venue, I would love to see all of you out there. Ooh, come here. Here's someone that's never afraid to be on camera. And that's another baby step. If you can't be on it, show your cute little animals, your farm animals, your babies. By the time wedding season comes around, give yourself a challenge that by the time you host your first wedding, is it April, is it May, end of March, whenever it is, that you will go live at the wedding. Now, if you don't have an agreement with your couples that you're allowed to go live, then don't do that. You have to inform them and make sure that they agree on it. But a lot of wedding couples will allow the venue owners to be somewhere out of the way, up in the loft area or whatever. You go live and you start your live at right before they start the announcing the wedding party. As the wedding party are coming into the reception, or maybe one of the dances or something. Again, you have to ask your couple what they're comfortable with, but most venues will just set the phone down and let it go live for 20 minutes, and they will get hundreds of views, and it's wonderful. And it's a wonderful way to showcase your venue and promote your wedding venue, and also to have wedding content. So again, that would be one of those moments where the venue owner was not even in the video. But I think as you kind of start this process, you're going to feel more comfortable with going live, and that will help you get in front of the camera. Another baby step would be, some images on your website. So Amy, what is in your website right now under the About Us? Is there any, images of you and your family or anything like that?
Yes, we have a page specifically devoted to our team. But I think I had told you before, we need new pictures. We're all of my age, and I think we look like we're going to a funeral. So we need better pictures. Something a little
I think everyone's wearing black.
Yes, we're all wearing black. So
look how beautiful you look in the baby blue today. And I wore this crazy sweater just to prove that you don't have to be, years ago, again, the mentality, I wouldn't be caught dead without a button-up shirt and a suit jacket and a blazer. Now that I work for myself, I don't have to commute into work every day, but I still remember thinking every day you put on a blazer. And now I'm like, F that darn blazer. I'm not wearing it anymore. And if I do wear it, there's going to be something inappropriate underneath it. And here, look out world, we get to have fun now. Instead of the anxiety, think of the fun you get to have. All the fun stuff you could never wear to work before, all the, color in your hair, septum piercings. All of the things that are, not off limits now. You get to be creative and have your personality. And that's got to set you free a little bit.
I think so. And something else, as we're talking, I'm thinking about, I think any of us women have had a point in our life where we felt very judged by other women, especially. And I think you always want to, it's like, want to make sure you do this right, and you want to do that right. And what are they going to think about this? And I don't know, as I get to my age and the older that I get, though, that's less of a thing. But it's still there nagging at me, how's that going to be perceived? Is that going to be, is somebody going to pick it apart? I do enough of that myself. So, it's like, it's just all the things combined, I think, that you want to get past.
I think that it's so easy to sit here and say, let it all go and be free. And that's not really true. And it's not reality. It sucks for me that I'm 48 this year, and I'm just now starting to be more free and letting a lot of those things go that I grew up with, sit up straight, hold your stomach in, be beautiful, have this appearance when you go out, or you bring shame to your family, or, if you're not, there were many times when the only conversations I had with a particular family member or whatever was, hey, how are you? How are you? Well, how is so-and-so? Oh, I think they gained weight. I think they lost it. It was like immediately,
Exactly, right.
how is somebody meant? Did they lose or gain weight? So it's a shame that we've had these ingrained so much, but the bigger shame is allowing it for one more minute to keep us back there in 1985, or 1950 or 1940, wherever your era is that you got those mindsets of what a woman's appropriate behavior is. And now to a level, I will say, I love structure. I love, having someone come to an interview with me that's maybe not wearing sweatpants with holes in them and a bra as a shirt. There are some limits to the freedom. You know what I mean? That's, but I think that women are doing a very much a better job loving each other and not being pitted against each other that we might have been when we were younger, or allowing ourselves to kind of be manipulated in those ways. And I think that we have a lot more love and respect for each other. Maybe this isn't in every industry, but I know that in the wedding venue owners, you all have been kept apart so long and silenced from each other for so long, running your businesses and being focused and dedicated on that. There hasn't been a lot of communication access between you all. So it might end up being a beautiful thing that now that we're all starting to communicate better through weddingvenueowners.com and through Wedding Venue Owners Working Vacations, that we do get to kind of like get so excited that we're, oh my gosh, I'm talking to another wedding venue owner. Oh my goodness, we're sharing contracts, we're sharing strategies, and we're not afraid of each other. So as we evolve the process and we do that, I know that there are baby steps required, but for any other women business owners that see this, and I know this is going to sound so cheesy, but it really is heartfelt. I love and adore you and your hard work, and women like Amy are here, and just have so much respect for you and for one another, for all the things that you go through and all the things that you overcome. So the greatest gift I think we can give each other as business owners is really kind of uplifting and supporting and understanding, but also, kind of sharing some of these vulnerable things that we're trying to get past as we manage business in this day and age, with a lot of those perceptions that we grew up with. So I do love your About Us page. It is lovely. Everyone's wearing black, which, is one of my favorite colors. I had to get past it again. I have to remind myself.
Skinnier, it makes me look skinnier. Well, that's supposed to anyway.
Yes, there were decades of my life when all I wore was black, 100%. So I get it. But, the goal I think here with this conversation isn't, and now you're just expected to be cured and fixed and go out there and do, lives and be in front of social media and do things that don't make you comfortable. I think what I hope to convey is you're not alone. It's so relatable that you have anxiety being in front of the camera, putting yourself out there, sharing some things. On our Wedding Venue Owners Working Vacations, when we bring this up, we have physical reactions from some of our venue owners. I mean, they are visibly shaken by the thought of sharing themselves and putting themselves out there.
I very much relate. I do. So I'm very grateful for you and your vision, and for you pulling us together, making us see that we can be friends, and making us get out of our comfort zone a little bit.
A little bit. Hopefully not like jump in the freezing polar waters, right away. Dip a toe in and but I think too,
in here, they may mess us up here. I don't know.
No, that's only going to add to the charm. Is it a tractor? Is it something cool?
It's Sandra. Actually, she's coming to work, so she's probably not prepared for video.
So watch Sandra come in
April.
I'm sorry.
We've got to get a lot of work done because we kick off the 1st of April.
Yep. Well, we're going to wrap this up, but what I want to leave with everybody is a couple of little homework projects. Again, start some of those lives, create a schedule on your social media, let your audience know on Monday and Tuesday that you go live on Wednesday or Friday. Share things, share value. Did you know? Always starting did you know a couple of times as you start to get the routine of it. Help. You don't even have to say anything on your lives. Just walk around your venue, put in the title of it, virtual venue tour, and just start there. But start the process. Oh, big tip. turn it off when you're done. Don't accidentally set down your live and continue going. Let's not do
No.
that. I don't want any angry emails that I encourage that. And I apologize in advance if that happens, but turn it off when you're done. I always
Good
have a
tip.
fear
I'll
that I
probably
forgot
do
to turn
one.
my Zoom off and that I'm running around doing something embarrassing. But the truth is I do a lot of embarrassing things and I've just made my peace with it. So if you're on the journey to making peace with your embarrassing, normal, natural, beautiful self, then I don't anticipate that overnight those things change. But maybe another homework could be find a fellow wedding venue owner in the wedding venue owners and managers community. Find them through the map. I have a map on weddingvenueowners.com and I've listed all of the not all of the wedding venue owners, but probably about 1,500 that I have addresses for and things like that. Find a venue owner, connect with them, maybe just start posting under their comments on social media and just say, I love that you shared about yourself, or I love that you shared this, or, be encouraging to each other and certainly be encouraging in the Facebook group. And if you do feel like you need a little help, I would be happy to go live with you a couple of times, just, to start the process going. You can add me to your live. So if you go live and people are starting to comment and you can actually add them in your live so that you don't feel like you're alone. And that's a fun thing to do. And that might make you feel a little better, but I'd love to hear your comments on this and your suggestions. If you've overcome the anxiety of getting in front of your audience a little bit more, going live, sharing a little bit more. I mean, weddings are personal. Wedding venue ownership is personal. You put your heart and soul into this. This is where Amy's daughter got married. And by the way, Amy, it's such a stunning view. Can you tell us how old that barn is?
Well, all we know for sure is that it's at least as old as 1911. When we were renovating it, we found where somebody had carved their initials and the date. So we do know that much. So it's pretty old.
Is that carving still there?
No, unfortunately, when they were renovating it, I asked them to save that piece of wood, but it got tossed on the discard pile. I do have a picture of it though.
So maybe a frame of that picture and then sharing some of that, because this beautiful old girl, she's 110 plus that we know of. And look how sexy she is. She is just awesome. She is proof that we get better with age and we're relevant and valuable. But if we want to change the way the world works, we have to be part of that change. So I really hope that you'll comment on this, that you'll share some of your anxieties and how you've got past some of those anxieties, how you how you got brave and kind of overcome some of these things that you grew up with, or some of these things that are in your mind that keep you from really loving being a venue owner and loving being on social media. I love social media. I don't look great on it all the time, but it's okay. I've gotten used to it. And you know what? I think as we kind of get past some of those things, it does help really free you up, and it just helps you love the experience. So if Amy and I can be here together, and Amy does not love going live. So first and foremost, comment below on, thank you, Amy, so much for sharing and being vulnerable with us today with how it can feel.
You called me out, Dee Dee. You made me do it. So it's a start, maybe.
But it looks so spring. It looks so what temperature is it out there today?
It's beautiful today. Let's see, what is the temperature here now? It is 60, which is pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Let winter be over. I'm happy with that. I am so happy with that.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. So we're going to see some more things from you. You're going to keep us posted, and we're going to dabble a little bit in the lives and the Facebooks, and we're going to go from there. So I really want to hear back from you. If you've had anxiety, please share with us. It helps us all, I think, as we try to overcome some of these things that maybe we grew up with, or that we've heard in our lives, and that are keeping us from living our, lame alert, living our best lives, but it's true. What is holding you back from really enjoying the experience of sharing and being on social media? And I can tell you that as you share and you have yourself or your team a little bit more available on your social media, I really do believe those are our converters. Those are definitely things that convert leads to bookings and help you consistently provide a better experience for your couples. So that's not to say that some people are never on there and they do very well, incredibly well, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody, but I do hope that this will encourage you. So please leave us some comments. If you're seeing this on my YouTube page, please follow and subscribe so that we can connect more. And if you have ideas on how to get over this or do this a little better, let us know, because maybe we'll do a follow-up on some of your lives and videos. We just want to support each other. And thank you so much, Amy, for being here. Tell everybody your website.
I'm sorry?
Your website.
Oh, it's barnettcedargrove.com.
All right. So we're all going to be checking that out and waiting for your updated styled shoots that you do so that we can all see your new spring colors on your website.
Yes.
So we'll be staying tuned for that. All right. Thank you guys so much. Find weddingvenueowners.com for more information, and the Wedding Venue Owners and Managers community and Facebook. And we look forward to connecting and sharing more soon.